Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
If you can hear my voice, can you clap once? You don't gotta do that. If you hear my voice, clap twice. All right, excellent. We're all on point here. Good. Live from Las Vegas, Nevada, I bring you greetings and good tidings from Miami, Florida.
Very nice.
It said the dawn of the blockchain era is crested over the horizon of this nation, and actually its entire globe. But just as the printing press was a technology that was the predecessor to a revolution, one that snapped the absolute control that the clergy had over the state, or the steam engine was a technology that was the predecessor to a revolution that snapped the absolute power of the monarchy had over the common man. We stand at the precipice of a paradigm and the changing of a new time. We can see the forest for the trees and understand that we are them that are they in the time that is now. We are at the middle. We are in the front, in the middle, at the center, in the beginning. And make no mistake, this is a revolutionary time. And this conference has been one that's been very soothing to the soul and warm. But there's business underneath that. And I bring you good tidings from Miami-Dade County on behalf of our county mayor, Danielle Levine-Cava, our city mayor, Francis Suarez, and all the representatives that make up the municipality of the great area of South Florida and Dade. A place that is very unique, that is about a third of the entire revenue of the state of Florida. It's the financial capital of South America, as well as the Caribbean. It has one of the most vibrant remittance and immigration areas in the entire planet, as well as a very rich cosmopolitan global hub. It is that element that brought some of the first blockchain crypto policy, regulation, and programs into our municipality. I'm Elijah John Bowdre, Chairman Bowdre of the Miami-Dade County Cryptocurrency Task Force, the Executive Director for our Miami Digital Commission, which is our consortium, our trade association, our community that reaches out to our entrepreneurs, our teams, players, and projects with a sincerity and the pragmatism of knowing that we cannot allow this technology and the subsequent policies and rules that govern it to be absorbed into our municipalities or into our systems the way that others may be. The two biggest factors are usually a public problem or a private profit. Then you get policy. This cannot happen. And this is why we take initiative here. And this is why we find out robbery to go all over the world, all over the country to say, Miami's open for business. We are with you. Thank you. And if you're interested and have a project, please see us. Chris, any of our big lords, we're with you. Thank you.
Very nice.
Thanks. I'm Chris Marshall. Welcome. Thank you for coming to Fintech Friday. We got a few projects. We're going to talk about them, what they do and what's great about them. So, we got to start here in Kryptochik. I'm going to turn it over to Kryptochik.
Okay, so this is Big Noodle, you guys. These guys have some amazing tech that I just go ahead and introduce yourselves and let everybody know what you do.
Yeah, hi.
So this is Big Noodle. I'm Jinglan, and I'm Dr. Jinglan. I'm a PhD in astrophysics before, and I literally flew for 11 hours came here from Germany for Bitcoin 2025 conference and all this stuff. So Big Noodle is a pretty much very, very good advanced platform built on Bitcoin. So my co-founder will be introduced that in detail.
Yeah, hi. I'm based in San Francisco. We met at a hackathon. We were the only solo founders in Amsterdam, and so we got paired together, and we just found we had chemistry, and we're like, let's build together. So that happened about 6 months ago. For the past 6 months, we've been building Big Noodle, which is an AI agents platform built on Bitcoin. There's a Web 2 element, which is all of the most modern features that you'll see in an agentic future. We're doing everything with agents here. We're not leaning on the needs of really heavy GPU compute, because agents don't need that. And so we're finding crazy efficiencies in how to do consumer AI. The blockchain side of this business, the Web3, is that we're doing everything inscribed on Bitcoin. The agents are inscriptions on Bitcoin. They are all ordinals. So their intelligence, their knowledge base, that's all immutable. What we also get out of Bitcoin is the provenance. That means that you can skill up, you can train up your AI agent, and you can buy it, you can sell it, you can clone it, rinse, repeat, have a business based on those agents. And because it exists on every node on the Bitcoin blockchain all over the world, these will always exist, and there's a record of it. So we borrow from the provenance of Web3, but we're getting that fiat from Web2, which informs the whole business model here. So fiat comes in, that's the input, buy and burn on the Web3 side, and we take advantage of the best parts of Bitcoin, basically.
So yeah, we're also going to launch our Big Noodle token and our TTE is there. So also we are going to use our Web2 fiat to buy back our token and burn to boost the price as well. And it will be launched on Uniswap on Basecamp basically. So yeah,
And I think I'll just throw out a couple things that really differentiate the agents here.
That's what I was going to ask. Like, what kind of competition is there, you guys?
Yeah. So all the mind share in the past has gone to two projects. That's Virtuals and AI16Z. We've seen a $5 billion market cap on Virtuals, and they had good timing. They were the first wave. We have the luxury of looking at the landscape now and being more strategic. So we get to do the kinds of things they did. Most of what they did was Twitter bots, the chatting, right? And the attention economy loves that. But we're also doing things like giving every agent a wallet, but also giving every agent a Windows 11 PC. You can talk to trad tools like Adobe Photoshop or Adobe Premiere, or all the 9-to-5 software that is the definition of work. The future of work can happen here because our agent, which is an ordinal, is talking to that Windows 11 instance that's running that software. So the implications are really huge, and this only comes from watching that first wave of AI play out, see what worked, what didn't, and where there's opportunity. And we're building all over that.
So when everybody says that Bitcoin is just a store of value,
that's
not the case, is it?
It's a store of value for sure, but a lot of people don't know you can build on it. We know there's a million layer 2s for Ethereum and Bitcoin, and that's like a lot of every conference. But with new inscriptions, we get to act like a meta protocol. We get to take the prompts in the entire AI stack and do a text inscription on Bitcoin, which is super efficient, and that's forever. We can do child inscriptions on that, so we have version control. We could do authorization and privilege with inscriptions, and so every ordinal has superpowers for this kind of use case. Inscriptions aren't good for everything, but they're super good for this. And I think the future is agentic. It's going to at some point touch all sectors, and they don't need to care that they're running on Web3 Rails. They don't need to care that they're running on Bitcoin. They don't need to care that they're inscribed on nodes all over the planet. But that's exactly what they're getting.
Absolutely amazing. So where can everybody find you guys?
So we're Big Noodle. You can go to bignoodle.com, and on Twitter it's BigNoodleBTC, at BigNoodleBTC. And we're really tapped into the ordinals community, so it's been great this week running into folks like Casey Rodemar, who invented, maybe discovered ordinals, depending on how you look at it. Other innovators in the space. I told them about what we're doing. They're really proud because they started with artwork on Bitcoin, and now we're taking those same tools and doing some crazy utility. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Brandon, come on up here and let everybody know who you are and your history and what you have going.
Okay, my name is Brandon Broussard. I'm the founder of Rugpull, and I've been in the space personally for about 8 years, and like most of us in the space, I've been rugged plenty of times. And through that experience, that was the inspiration of what I'm building now, which started as a scam prevention tool using AI to evaluate the social profiles of people launching or promoting tokens, which we're then expanding into an investment advisor agent that can be built into wallets and exchanges. So the goal is to save liquidity from going to all these scams and help new projects get discovered, because as it's gotten easier to launch projects, thousands of legitimate things exist, but people are never going to discover them on their own. You just look at the top 10 on Deck Screener and pick one of those, but there's many other projects that deserve some attention. So it's an early stage. We launched MVP during ETH Denver, version 2 a few weeks after that, and then a more complete version is coming in about 2 or 3 months.
So that's going to really help with mainstream adoption, because that's one of the most important things is the security in the space.
Yeah, and as I talk to people who are just like crypto curious, one of the first questions that everybody asks is, where do I start? It's like, even just looking at Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, XLM, just trying to go through a couple different projects is like an hours of conversation for someone who's not familiar with the space. So we need more tools to help guide people through that process. And the more tools like that exist, the more retail liquidity we can draw in, more use cases will be built out, more incentives there are for institutions to come on board as well.
And I really appreciate you all the support that you have.
So So I'm on Twitter at Rugpull app, and you can visit our website and get an invite to the testing stage right now at rugpull.app. That's RUGPOOL, like a pool of rug data. Awesome.
Thanks.
Exciting, guys. Thank you.
All right. Next, you guys, we have Michael with the Saga Foundation. All right, Michael, if you'd like to go ahead and tell the audience what you have been building for quite some time.
Yeah,
and it's getting
absolutely.
ready to launch.
Yep.
All right.
Absolutely.
And we
Thank
need
you.
testers. We need testers.
Yeah, we need testers. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
We just got our, so we're just launching our public development testing. It's we have a fully functioning layer 1 blockchain. It is not a cryptocurrency chain. There's no coin on it yet. There's no, it's not secured. We still have to do signature aggregation in the LSA. So, anyways, Saga Foundation. It's Saga. It's Sanskrit. It means all that is connected with or results from everything. And it's kind of it goes around what we built this foundation around. If you see our logo anywhere around, it looks like 2 infinity symbols, but it's actually 4 P's, and that stands for purpose, people, planet, philanthropy. And that's kind of the basis of the mission of this. We are true cypherpunks. There's absolutely no doubt about this. I've been involved in technology since 1978. My co-founder, David Beaverman, and the brains that does all the coding and everything, same 1978. He wrote WYSIWYG. I was pulling cable and installing phone systems in the big casinos here in Las Vegas. I wasn't getting paid. Neither was he, because he just wanted to see if there's a way that his teachers could write or read what he wrote when he was going to high school. Anyways, all the way through to here. Did not start this project out to build a blockchain. We're here to decentralize IoT. I had spent 10 years in ISO, IEC, IEEE, all these different standards bodies in both industry and consumer side, and watched each one of those companies go and say, you know what? I know we created this whole interoperable, beautiful thing, but screw it. We're going to do walled gardens. We're going to go ahead and take the data, and we're going to be so nice and let you watch ads for all the data we just took and sold from you. So I mothballed that code, and we were going to at first integrate a blockchain into our message bus. Problem was it wouldn't scale. Now, blockchains do great. They do simple token transfer. They move a token from one smart contract to another smart contract. It's just an address, or in Bitcoin's case, a UTXO send to a UTXO to another account, right? And it did very, very well with that. But it didn't do what we needed. So we spent quite some time, filed a couple patents. We've got 2 of them assigned. We've got 3 more there. There's a couple more that we're going to be filing. We didn't file them for offense. We filed them for defense, because over the past 4 decades, my partner David and I have had technologies taken from us, jumped on patents from very large organizations. And so we kind of learned our lesson here. Patents actually belong to the foundation. We are a nonprofit foundation, open, permissionless, trustless, decentralized system. Right now, Dave and I are the custodians for everybody out there, but at some point, this is all handed over to everybody once we get it optimized and everything like that. So what do we do that's different than everybody else? Okay, that's how we got here, right? Well, what we do is we introduce a new data model to blockchain. Smart contracts and UTXOs, like I said, they do very well, but they didn't do what we needed. And what it ended up being, I'm going to try to pull this all the way up high level. We put a metaclass object model on a blockchain. If you understand what a metaclass is, we have metaclasses, make metaclasses, all the full on-chain object-oriented. So what this means is now every single person in the world and every entity in the world can have their own individual sovereign container on the internet. It's up to you if you want it or not. It's now there. It's not mainnet yet, but you can start to work at how this works. Every single asset that you own is represented as an object in a database, a global object state database. That, because in this system, you can put objects in objects. Your account is an object. You now have its account object, and I can put all of the assets that I own, which are objects, into my account. And now you have, in an account container, a sovereign account container on the internet, every single asset and the state of every single asset that you possess. It's a persistent state data management internet extension. That means that every single transaction that ever happens from cradle to grave to anything that's in the possession in that account is going to be recorded in an immutable, auditable record. And because we're a hierarchical metaclass system, you do full ontology is on-chain. So you can now come in and I can create an account in one of the projects we're doing right now, an initiative we have. We're putting on standards, like for instance, a financial instrument global identifier standards. What this means is I'll have a class tree now of these standards, and it's just a bunch of classes. So I will be able to, in the future, I want to do a bond instrument, for instance, but this could be pharma, this could be something in real estate, it doesn't matter, right? It's just a widget that you're moving, an object you're moving. I will be able to go ahead and drag and drop bond instrument from FIGI, bond instrument from ISO, bond instrument from SEC, bond instrument from FINRA, have an object in my account now, as long as I have those other objects in my account that fill in the spaces to be compliant, I am immediately regulatory compliant and can sell that bond instrument anywhere in the world, and it is fully auditable from the regulatory agencies and the standard bodies. So you will be in full compliance immediately and all the time, saving years and millions of dollars through compliance. It also through fraud and stuff, because it's a persistent state. Every single transaction that happens, you have a 256-bit string of alphanumeric code that are numbers that are characters that is your ID, guaranteed unique for billions of years. We have a single object state database that you check against and it's there. So this is, we're not here competing with any other. The last thing that I'll say is the gentleman that we've been working with for the past 4 years on the monetary policy, because we have created a coin that is, its goal is to have a standard purchasing power and a zero inflation, zero deflation based on the needs or the demand of the economy. We're never minting coin, but it mints so that we have that stability in there, that purchase power. Lawrence White, he joined us 4 years ago. He's an economics chair at George Mason. He wrote his first paper on digital assets in 1989, and he was the original consulting economist on the cypherpunk list to Szabo and Finney. There's some articles that came out not too long ago. Some in the core Bitcoin community believe that Larry and his student George Selgin, who student in the 80s, right? I mean, he just retired from Georgia, were the inspirations for Bitcoin. So we've worked for the past 4 years with Larry in order to design a monetary supply policy that ends up being the most elastic in the world, that we can dynamically adjust the minting rate of the coin in order to make sure that we keep a stabilized purchase power, so that now everybody, wherever you go in the world, a gallon of gas is going to cost you the same amount of Cyber coin regardless of what the fiat system outside of it is. That's what we created. We would love everybody to come in. We're open, permissionless, trustless, and
tell everybody how to get a hold of you.
Yeah, Prasaga.com. On Twitter, we're Prasaga Official. Prasaga Official on Telegram. I'm the most hated CEO in all of the world because there's technical delays. We try to build what we built and not have a delay, right? But yeah, we are really, this is for everybody. We're, Dave and I are old. This is our last thing. It's either this is success or I'm a taxi driver through my retirement because I spent it all doing this.
Can you spell that name?
Yeah, Prasaga. Prasaga, Prasaga.com, and Prasaga Official on most socials.
How would this affect merchant processing compliance?
Oh, immediate, right? Because this object is selling. In order to do that, and that's the beauty about it. And simple token transfer are great. Nobody understands all of the back-end processes that go on and how many you have. So since we're a multi-inheritable, as I was describing that, I can think of it as a family tree.
You just become
DNA, a family tree. You're just taking traits from these other classes and doing so. When that payment goes, it automatically completes all of the processes within it. So just think of it as an index for the entire index. Now, there's a lot of money. Yes, it will, in compliance and fraud. But when I say that, my CTO, he will jump down my throat. Don't say that. There is not enough disk space out there for this. There's a lot of work that has to be done.
You have to under-promise and over-deliver.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, basically, we built the foundation for LCARS, which is the computer for Gene Roddenberry, but we didn't do the interplanetary instantaneous communication, right? We didn't do the disk space that's going to hold all that. So we really need this to be a big global community effort. We would love. We wrote in Python on the client side. We are hardening it, but it's the same compiler, same syntax. Why not? 85% of the world's developers know how to use Python. It's a meta class model with dynamic classes, so it will fit well into it. The backside is Golang. That was fun, writing a shared memory module between Golang and Python. Yeah. Do you know the Pike story? So in Google, Pike is I'll stop here on this. Pike was a developer of Golang, right? And he was so sure of what he was doing was the right way that it got to the point where people, after he left, they would be classified as quarter pike, half pike, three-quarter pike, or full pikes, depending on how much of a jerk they were. And I think it still goes on. I haven't worked at Google. But the work we did is why Google's here. That's the funny thing about it. I never worked there, but in the 80s and 90s, we did a lot of work on the internet. But yeah, that's good. So that's kind of funny. Anyways, thank you everybody very much. I really appreciate it.
Okay, next I would like to introduce Orlando, a very dear friend of mine. And Orlando has a company called BeFriendMe that's Web3 social media, and I'd like to just tell everybody who you are, your background, and let everybody know what you do.
So my name is Orlando. My background is I started out as an artist. My dream was I'm gonna be a big factor. Everybody said they don't, but I had a teacher who believed in me on a different level. She decided to show me, hey look, I want to teach you how to code. She gave me that. She helped me with that shit. I also had another teacher where had me master skills graphic. I was supposed to get a 3-year program, I did it in 2 years, right? And from there was animation. Went to college to actually draw cartoons, but I ended up transitioning in life. I had 3 of my own kids. Then my sister gave birth to a set of triplets. Navy changed my house, right? So I adopted. So life kind of like made its own terms. Eventually, I started building my own company. BeFriendMe was going well. I started building BeFriendMe prior to the triplets now, but the triplets made me go hard. So I built what is a social media platform.
That can be downloaded right now.
It can be downloaded right now on all devices. We actually just pulled down from Google, so all Apple devices right now. Google will be back up June 10th with the new update. So Google will get the first taste of the avatar mode. With BeFriendMe, it's a social media platform that's built on geolocation, right? Solely promoting the businesses, right? To the local community. Solely promoting the businesses to the local community, right? What I did was I dedicated the homepage to the businesses and separated it from everything else. Then I built what's called a live room. Got rid of the live room recently and turned it to the Quest space, right? So in Quest mode, you're able to walk around with your avatar, see the next person, hang out with them, go to movies, skating, chilling, full 9. Best part about this, those mom and pop stores that signed up, those businesses that signed up to the platform, now you can shop with them in avatar mode. You don't need a metaverse, glasses, and this. It's all on the palm of your hand from your cell phone, right? Then we turn around, put Bitcoin, put the blockchain in there. We tied in what we needed to tie in to be able to allow you to take it to the next level. This is the first social media platform ever to do the things that we do, right? We allow local film artists to take their films and put it in the first ever digital movie theater ever in the world, right? Now those local film artists can now be seen with the people in their community, right? Because if your community supports you and backs you up, then your city will support you, right? From there it goes to the state and you go so forth, right? It's the same pyramid that's been built for years, for centuries, right? At some point we decided to say we're gonna try to go to the top of the pyramid before walking up, right? It don't work like that. So I'm using the same pyramid that's been used to empower everyone in the communities, right? At the same time, letting the chain get heard, right? Letting us get seen, letting the people who build the tech get seen, heard, letting the people who are artists, fashion designers, film artists, game artists, event planners, chefs, whatever it is in your profession, we want a business to be able to connect with a business. We want a business to be able to connect with the consumer. We want the consumers to be able to connect with the consumers, right? We want to bring a sense of stability, a sense of happiness, a sense of joy in a place where social media was supposed to be, right? Prior to social media being manipulated the way it is and done the way it is done. Now we have a place like that, right? For the last 7 years, I've been grinding hard to make this be what it is.
And then you also have augmented reality incorporated into it. Can you show how businesses, how this can benefit businesses, like with your augmented reality that you have built in?
So those businesses that sign up to us now, while we're in this beta stage and releasing more and more new stuff, we have How many of y'all remember Pokemon Go? Right? Take Pokemon Go. Imagine now you hunting instead of Pokemon.
I bet there's some people here that still play
business
it.
coupons.
Yeah.
Right? What if I told you I already did it? It's ready. It's already in the app. You can pin drop a coupon anywhere in the world and have people chase it. You don't even have to use it for business. You can use it for whatever you choose to use it for. Right? You
So like
can
a
drop
song?
a coin,
A musician
song.
can put a song out there?
Musician got a song. You want to get the missing lyrics to it? Hey, look, I just pen dropped it. Right? The audio file, you able to actually click
So like
on
my
it.
new earrings that I made, I'm like starting an earring brand. And
Yes.
I throw them out there.
Yes, you want to promote your business to the next level? Here's a coupon.
And they'll have the geolocation and every
Geolocation and everything is built right into it. You able to click
So it's
on
like a
coupon.
game. You can go search for it.
Yes,
Nice.
yes. You're able to hunt. You're able to start. You click find. There's a coupon right there on that wall, and it's in real time. Augmented reality, in real time. You're able to then take it, click on it. There's a QR code. Also, on top of that QR code, you can set it to where you can be able to find websites. You have your link in there for your websites. Go directly and purchase from you. It ain't no more somebody trying to take a cut of your pie. You got the pie. Only thing you pay is me for subscriptions as a business. It's completely free to the consumers. The businesses pay a monthly subscription, and it's a reasonable monthly subscription. About $10 a month or $100 for a yearly fee. As we at the baby stage. Now, eventually it is going to go higher. Y'all know how Netflix did it. They started out very reasonable, and they went to where they are now. But you didn't leave Netflix. Why? Because this is a great product. And that's exactly what BeFriendMe is. It's a great product, and this is what we do. We produce great products for great teachers. So.
Orlando.